Good day, viewers. Thank you for your time, taking time to listen to this message. And I hope that by the end of this message, you pick one or two lessons and your spirit will be revived and your soul will be refreshed. So, today I will be talking about maintaining the health of your walk with God. One of the action required for every believer that has consented to denounce every other way and follow the true way, which is Jesus, and reconcile back to God and please Him, is to walk with God. Walking with God does not literally mean walking alongside God, but it is a metamorphic expression that means living a life that aligns with God's will, being in close relationship with God, and following His guidance daily. The kind of life God calls us in after we have left the world that has nothing to offer, and one that constantly fights against God's intention. It's not a life of carelessness, carefree attitude, indiscipline, and gambling, but a life of full focus, resilience, perseverance, faith, and full assurance. Not until we take up all of these habits would we be able to access the inheritance that comes with the fullness of life we have received. Working with God is very crucial because there are some possibilities you will never have access into until you make this decision. There are lots of people that believe that they know God and are connected to Him, but have not made the decision to walk with Him. Walking with God gets you to a place that you're able to recognize and differentiate the voice of God from the voice of your mind or the voice of the devil. It also gets you to a place that you are able to discern between a thing that looks good but hidden within it is a poison ready to destroy you. When you walk with God, you will not find yourself in a destination different from what has been written concerning you, but you'll be engraced to get to your destination safely. The difference between a believer that is steadily accessing realms in God and scaling the ladder of growth and exceeding the dimension of God against the world, marveling at the glory of God in a person, and another believer without this experience is that the earlier believer has stayed true to walking with God and mastered the art of walking with God. Let me give you a reward of working with God. You have a situation where you need clarity over a particular situation, so that you don't make the wrong decision and you come to God to pray and indeed expect a quick reply. It might not be possible like that to get that quick reply that you want, or to get that clarity. I'm not saying God will ignore you or I'm judging your relationship with God. No. If you don't have a track record of a consistent walk with God, you will not be able to withdraw from the realm of the spirit at an instant and with clear precision. Not because God is partial, but because the faculties of your spirit have not been fully developed. That and therefore it can put you in a place of limitation on your withdrawal in the realm of the spirit. Now that we have been enlightened that walking with God is beyond a statement or a reflex action imposed on a follower of God, it is therefore important to maintain the art of this act. When we talk about health, it means the complete well-being of a particular state of the body, be it physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. Divided within this part are areas that need perfect wholeness before you can conclude that you are whole in a particular state. You can't declare perfect wholeness of your physical health when you have a back pain, even though it is not a visible sore. So it is in the spiritual state that you are operating maximally in your gift, calling, and grace, but lack wholeness in your ability to show love to others and be joyful even in unpleasant situations does not translate to being spiritually whole. The health of our work with God draws its complete wholeness from a consistent prayer time, word study, praying in the spirit, fellowship with other believers of like mind, and soul winning. A diversion from any of this can put a man in a state of weariness, fatigue, underperformance in bringing the presence of God to an atmosphere, and many others. As much as you feel confident in the place of your gifts and strength, a deformed health in your walk with God will leave you in a place of fatigue where you fall into love and other comforts outside God, which is a trap to take you out of God, just like Samson. Samson relied in the confidence of his gift and calling, forgetting to consistently honor his consecration, obedience requirements, and principles that got him to the place of glory. A complete wholeness of the earth of your walk with God prevents you from the dangers of destiny waster and robbers of spiritual investment. I hope you have been able to pick one or two things from this message and the benefits of working with God, the reward, and the danger that is what is at stake when we don't work with God. I pray that the Lord grant us wisdom to keep sustaining our walk with God and grace to abide by the word. Thank you, and hope to see you next time. Thank you for your time. God bless you.